Dennis, a big win for you guys to get back on the winning end of things. What's the vibe in the room after that win?
Good vibe. It felt good for myself and everybody. Like we talked about out there, it's been a tough couple of games here, so important one tonight.
What was your mindset heading into this one and throughout those periods making those big saves?
Same kind of thing as always. You know, nothing really changes when it comes to the mindset there. Just keep reminding yourself so you don't get lazy.
When you're in a shootout and you're watching your teammates go, what's your kind of reaction when Nick scores, then Logan follows?
It helps a little bit. It's a good feeling seeing those guys score. We've had a couple of shootouts too that haven't gone our way either, so it was nice to see them score for sure.
At the end of the game, Joseph Blandisi gets a 10-minute misconduct, but then doesn't leave because he wants to still be a part of the action. He's standing right there behind the bench. What does that say about who he is?
Well, Blandisi is the best for sure. Great team player. Always very positive. Does everything for the team. You know, and we all appreciate him and what he does every day.
There was such a long break in between, you know, the overtime and the shootout. Like, how mentally, like, where's your head at when you have so much time in between those two things?
Well, same place as usual. Really, just try and zone out a little bit. You're kind of in it after 65 minutes, so it's easier than in the beginning of the game for sure.
How does it feel to be back in the win column?
Nice, yeah, relieved. You know, we've been playing hard, but it's nice to get 2 points.
How did you think the penalty kill was today?
It was good. Yeah, you know, we met up over the last couple of days, and we kind of close pressure into the last 21 games. You know, we want to be the best penalty killing team going into playoffs, and it was a good start tonight for sure. But it's just about executing the game plan that we've had all year.
Dennis has told me in the past that he thrives off positive talk. How important is it for you as a leader to kind of implement that amongst the guys?
Yeah, I think we've always had that throughout the year. You know, sometimes it gets tough when you're in a little bit of a rut, but that's kind of where we kind of need everyone to kind of step up and be leaders themselves as well, and keep pushing in the right direction and push your teammate through. You know, you lose confidence, you kind of get down on yourself, you get down on each other. But you know, I think for the most of the year that we've been very good at that stuff this year.
Joseph Blandisi gets a misconduct at the end of the game there, but there's no way he's coming back to the room. He was standing right there. Are you surprised at all about that?
No, he's a team player. You know, everyone here is, you know, they're special people, and he's the epitome of a team player and wanting the best for everyone in that dressing room. So no, it doesn't surprise me.
On your shootout attempt, well, goal, you come in so fast. How often do you do that, and how do you kind of decide that?
It's kind of the only thing I do is come in with speed and try to read the goalie. Again, we worked on it in practice yesterday, so it was nice to have. We don't usually get to do that in practice, so it was nice to do it. And then just listen to the goalie coach talk, kind of give us some little tips. But yeah, it was nice.
What about practicing a 4-on-3? That's a pretty rare situation. Do you ever practice that, or was that just drawn up on the fly?
It's something that we've been working on. It's kind of, if you go back to, we've had, I think, 3 or 4 of them over the last 6 weeks maybe. And it's the same kind of concept that we've been trying to work, just so everyone, you know, it's predictable. But again, you still have to play hockey, and there's going to be plays to be made within that the structure that we have. But you know, that's with Coach Sullivan, that, you know, it's a good play that he has.
John, what did it feel like for you to get back on the winning side of things?
I think it was good for everyone, not just me. The players who've been, you know, they put a lot of good efforts in, and you don't get the results, but, you know, it's never been a lack of work. It's just, you know, nice we didn't score many goals, but just to get the 2 points was refreshing, and I'm sure it's going to help for the next couple of days as we move into next week.
How impressed were you with some of those huge saves from Dennis tonight?
Yeah, he was pretty good. He made those big saves when we needed them, and those momentum times in games where you need a goalie, he was definitely there for, especially that 4-on-4 save that he made there in the second period.
You get to the shootout, you guys deal with some penalty situations, figure out who's shooting. Joe Blandisi gets a misconduct, but he just leaves far enough that he could still be a part of the action. What does that say about his character?
Well, yeah, he's a leader and he likes to win. He's a competitor. Once he couldn't go on the thing, him and Billy stayed and waited there with the team because that's what good teammates do. And it's good to see. It was a big win for us.
What went into the decision to start Abruzzese in the shootout?
I just figured we'd try something different, and sometimes you just got to go with your gut instinct. You don't really have a real plan, but we've had a few shootouts that we've lost, and I've set guys first, and I just tried to change it up. And he's an offensive player, and obviously it was a really big timing for us to score that first one.
What worked so well on the penalty kill tonight?
Well, yeah, Mike Dick does a really good job of scouting the opposition. And he was ready for anything that they were throwing at us. And then you got guys in those positions to made big blocks. And at the end of the day, your best penalty killer is your goaltender, and he was outstanding.
What did you think of the defense today, seeing as it was a bit of a lighter lineup?
I thought they did an outstanding job. Guys like Tommy Miller, Nicholas Mattinen, and Anderson, guys that haven't even played for us. Even Mattinen and Miller being around, and we've had such a numbers game back there. It's just been hard to get them in. I thought they were outstanding, and it'll be nice for them to maybe get a little runway here now to play. But to get those guys, I always said our defense we had a lot of depth there, and thank goodness that we had it because it didn't hurt us, and they came in and did a really admirable job.
A little bit of a different look on the fourth line with Gurbenkin back there. Do you feel like you got what you wanted out of that lineup tonight?
Well, they scored a big goal first. That was our only 5-on-5 goal, so. I thought they had some good shifts, and again, it's not really first, second, third, fourth line. We're trying to play everyone, trying to find some type of chemistry amongst our players, and they played together to start the year. It was Gurbenkin, Pare, and Twerberg, so they had some familiarity, and I thought Gurbenkin was really good. I thought he was strong on pucks, and I thought he did a really good job winning his battles down low.
Gurbenkin down on what was published, sort of. That shouldn't be read in. Is that something we should read into, or is that just this is another where you play all lines?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Ask that again. I'm sorry.
Gurbenkin was published on the fourth line
Yes.
with Pare, but is that something we should read into? He's known.
No, because when we play Syracuse all the time, they always put their top line as their fourth line. So I think one of our luxuries is that we play four lines, and just because he's there, it doesn't have any meaning to it. You could see we started Quill in the third period. We put them out second, Pare's line. So it's kind of nice to have that depth. There's not much difference between our first and fourth line, and that's how they are listed today. But that doesn't mean we see them as a fourth line. So that's the luxury of having depth at the forward position.